Dads, what's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for you? For me, it happened 2 years after my wife passed away. I was still figuring out how to be both parents to our daughter, Emma, who was 7 at the time. The anniversary of Sarah's death was always the hardest day of the year. That particular morning, I woke up feeling the weight of the day ahead. Emma was unusually quiet at breakfast, pushing her cereal around the bowl. "You okay, kiddo?" I asked, trying to sound normal. She nodded, not meeting my eyes. "Today's the day Mom went to heaven, right?" My throat tightened. "Yes, sweetheart, it is." "Are you sad?" Her voice was small. "A little," I admitted, "but I've got you, so that makes everything better." I dropped Emma off at school with a promise to pick her up on time. The day at work dragged. My boss knew what day it was and kept checking on me, which I appreciated but also found suffocating. By 3 o'clock, I was in my car heading to pick up Emma when my phone rang. It was the school. "Mr. Reynolds, Emma's not feeling well. Could you come right away?" My heart raced. "Is she okay? What happened?" "She's in the nurse's office. She's been crying and says her stomach hurts." When I arrived, Emma was sitting with her head down, her backpack clutched to her chest. The school nurse gave me a sympathetic look. "I think it might be emotional more than physical," she whispered. I nodded, kneeling in front of my daughter. "Hey, Em, ready to go home?" The drive was silent. At home, Emma went straight to her room while I tried to figure out dinner. I wasn't much of a cook. That had been Sarah's department. We'd been surviving on simple meals and too much takeout. I was staring blankly into the refrigerator when the doorbell rang. Opening the door, I found Mrs. Abernathy, our 72-year-old neighbor, holding a casserole dish. "Thought you might need this today," she said simply. I stood there, stunned. We'd exchanged pleasantries over the years, but weren't close. "How did you know?" I managed. "Emma told me last week when she helped me carry my groceries. That child has a good heart, just like her mother." I invited her in, and she asked to see Emma. I led her to my daughter's room, where Emma was curled up with a photo album of Sarah. "Hello, dear," Mrs. Abernathy said gently. "I brought dinner, but I need help setting the table. Would you mind?" To my surprise, Emma nodded and followed her to the kitchen. I watched as Mrs. Abernathy gave her small tasks, talking softly about nothing important. Somehow, she got Emma to smile. Over dinner, a delicious lasagna that tasted like actual home cooking, Mrs. Abernathy shared stories of her late husband. 43 years we had together, she said, and I still talk to him every day. "You do?" Emma asked, her first words in hours. "Oh, yes. The people we love never really leave us." After dinner, she pulled out a small photo album from her bag. "Emma mentioned you might not have many pictures of your wife as a little girl," she said to me. "Sarah used to help me with my garden when she was Emma's age. Her parents were my dear friends." I hadn't known this. Inside were photos of Sarah I'd never seen, as a gap-toothed 7-year-old building a snowman riding a bike. "Mom looked like me," Emma whispered, touching a photo reverently. Before leaving, Mrs. Abernathy handed me a calendar. "I've marked Tuesdays and Thursdays. Emma can come over after school those days. I'll teach her to bake like her mother." That night, after Emma fell asleep, I sat on the porch and cried for the first time in months, not just from grief.